What's up, Taiwan? I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan has been invited to join the Inter-Parliamentary Alliance on China, or IPAC. Here's Democratic Progressive Party lawmaker Fan Yun announcing the news on Sunday.
这2天，我收到 IPAC 的来信，他们刚通过邀请台湾成为会员，也邀请我成为共同的主席团成员。这是我们过去这几个月努力的成果，这也是台湾外交的一大突破。
Fan and Taiwan People's Party lawmaker Zhang Qi-lu have been invited to join the alliance's group of co-chairs. The co-chair group currently includes 56 lawmakers from around the world. U.S. Senator Marco Rubio and EU lawmaker Reinhard Bütikofer are among its members. IPAC describes itself as an international cross-party group of legislators working to reform how democratic countries approach China. The group has been outspoken on China's persecution of Uyghurs in Xinjiang and Hong Kong's national security law. For more on IPAC and its invitation for Taiwan to become a member, our reporter Stash Butler spoke to Jia Ian-chung, a political scientist at the National University of Singapore.
How much power does IPAC actually have? I mean, how much does it affect the various governments that its members belong to? How much does it affect those governments' policies towards China?
I think it can have an effect on certain particular issues. So I think some of the attention on the Uyghurs, some of the attention on the police posts that the PRC has been setting up overseas has come through IPAC. They are an influential grouping. They are the be-all and end-all of China policy. There are obviously other groups, other interests, other forms of lobbying happening, but they are a coordinated voice that tends to have an interest in human rights issues, which is important to have.
And what's the significance of Taiwan or Taiwanese lawmakers being invited to join? What does that mean?
So it means a couple of things. One is that Taiwan would have a more direct voice to this body, and I think that would mean a lot in a situation where China is putting increasing pressure on Taiwan. It lets Taiwan put across its interests and its views in a more direct fashion. I think the other is a recognition that Taiwan is democracy. Like I said, all the members of IPAC come from democracies. So to have Taiwan being part of it is a recognition of Taiwan being the democracy that it is. And I think in addition, membership puts Taiwan on equal standing with the other legislatures that have representatives on IPAC.
How important, briefly, is this kind of, parliamentary diplomacy, not on the level of governments, but rather the legislatures below them? How important is that for Taiwan?
I'd say in general, this parliamentary diplomacy tends to be overshadowed by what the executive branch does in most places, but they do provide an important function in terms of the cross-fertilization of ideas, the ability to work together, especially in democracies where legislatures are a co-equal part of government. To use parliamentary diplomacy gives Taiwan an additional channel that can help compensate somewhat for its lack of official recognition.
That was political scientist Jia Ian-chung speaking to TaiwanPlus reporter Stash Butler. Air quality in the southern city of Kaohsiung reached concerning levels during the weekend. Sally Jensen takes a look at this ongoing problem.
A hazy day in downtown Kaohsiung. The southern port city is notorious as one of Taiwan's pollution hotspots, and air quality has dropped once again. On city streets, motor vehicles were being checked for emission levels, as transportation accounts for almost 40% of the country's air pollutants. Around half comes from industry and what's wafted over from China. An industrial city, Kaohsiung ranks among the worst in Taiwan for air quality. It gets 10,000 metric tons per year of PM2.5, a measure for air pollution, and often exceeds World Health Organization limits. With air pollution detrimental to the environment and human health, current regulations in Taiwan only force large industries to ramp down production when air quality reaches the purple or dangerous levels. And in Kaohsiung, authorities are tackling emissions from both industry and transport.
针对工厂的部分也有进场去降低他们的降载减排包括新达电厂 停2减2，那两个减2是低于50%，大概48左右。那对于交通的移动员的部分呢，我们有拦车检查。
The authorities may be able to wash away the smog problem for now, but in the long term, Kaohsiung's bad air will need a more permanent solution. Leon Lien and Sally Jensen for TaiwanPlus.
The yellow-throated marten is a protected species in Taiwan, but now officials at Taiwan's Jade Mountain National Park are concerned about an increase in reported sightings. Authorities say the small mammals are foraging for food scraps left by visitors in the park, but they say that martens eating human food in the long term raises their risk of infectious disease, and their closer proximity to humans also makes it easier for many diseases they are carrying to transfer to people. The park has now begun removing all its garbage cans. It's also encouraging visitors to take all trash and leftover food with them when they leave. Taiwan is introducing a new tariff on large water users. It's hoped the measure will prevent the waste of an increasingly important resource. Ryan Hill-Kilpatrick has this report.
Like other commodities and basic necessities, the price of water is due to increase, but not for your average consumer. Starting February 1st, big water users in Taiwan will be subject to an additional tariff called a water consumption fee. It comes on top of their monthly water bill, but only during the dry season, which began in November and is expected to last into April.
那耗水费是针对每个月用水9000度，也就是9000吨以上的用水大户来开征。那这个每一度的耗水费是课征3块钱。
Between 1,700 and 2,200 companies are expected to be affected by the tariff. Those hit the hardest include industrial powerhouses like TSMC, China Steel, and Formosa Plastics.
当初我们设立这个公司的时候，并没有预设说以后会有耗水费。这我们之前也做了很多的努力，等于说是不管好学生、坏学生，通通都打一处，对不对？这样子做好像没有那么恰当啊。
For the first 2 years, the government will collect just half the tariff amount. Afterward, these can also be reduced to just $1 Taiwan per cubic meter if a certain portion of the water used is recycled. Authorities hope this will incentivize firms to invest in conservation and recycling during the buffer period. For some, it's a manageable burden.
因为我们公司本身我们的用水的回收率很高，符合它的条件可以做一些优惠减免。对我们来讲，一个月增加38.5万应该是 OK 的。
Droughts have worsened in Taiwan in recent years due to a dearth of rain-bringing typhoons. Lawmakers have called on authorities to increase the country's water prices in order to encourage conservation. Despite its relative scarcity here, the price of water set by the government is even lower than the cost of production, sitting at around 1/5 of the price in neighboring Japan. Bumping these up is a potentially unpopular move, but ensuring the biggest users shoulder the burden could make it easier to swallow. Ryan Hill-Kilpatrick for TaiwanPlus.
Farmers in Penghu have been turning heads. Last weekend, they brought out their largest cabbages in a contest to see which is biggest, with the winner being crowned as Cabbage King. More than 20 farmers from the Western Archipelago joined the annual contest on Sunday, which took place in Penghu's Wukan district. The winner produced a cabbage that was 69 centimeters in diameter and weighed a whopping 8.5 kilograms. Wukan is famous for its cabbages, which in addition to their large size, are also known for being fresh and sweet. And locals are certainly rooting for them, even traveling from other parts of Penghu's main island to buy the vegetables.
惠安的假头这种高丽菜种，因为一啲菜市卖无嘛，讲要卖济啦吼，结果卖等于因赛事种吼，没办法，像那么大，土质无共。
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of an ice bath ritual in Toppozu Inari Shrine in Tokyo. The Shinto ceremony is done as a prayer for the new year. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.